Hey guys, welcome back to Full Circle Music Academy. My name is CJ Pham, and today we're going to be talking about writer's block and what you can do to get out of that mindset. All right, let's get into it. All right, guys, I cannot tell you how many times I've heard from different songwriters, producers, artists, you name it. They would always say, I'm just in a writer's block right now. I don't really feel inspired. I'm just not feeling very creative right now. And don't get me wrong, I used to say that all the time. I mean, if inspiration hit me, great. But if it didn't, I didn't really feel inspired enough to write and be creative and just let myself express what was going on. So in this video, I'm here to explain that the idea of a writer's block is actually kind of a myth. It's not really true. That there is no such thing as a writer's block, and that inspiration doesn't just come to us out of the blue. That if we change our mindset of how inspiration and creativity comes to us, we can completely erase writer's block, where you can always find yourself and be creative in some way, shape, or form. So, how do we change this mindset? Well, first, you have to stop thinking of inspiration as something that comes out of the top of your head. All of a sudden you get an idea and you're like, oh, that's, I'll write about that. Inspiration comes to you when you allow yourself to be open to creativity. So songwriters, what is writer's block? Why do we use that as an excuse? We feel that writing songs just doesn't seem like there's always that time where you feel so creative and you are just pumping out songs left and right. You got so much to talk about. And then all of a sudden, a day comes and you feel nothing. However, writer's block and that whole idea is, in fact, just a myth. It's an excuse. It's a way to restrict ourselves from allowing inspiration to flow out of us. So something that I would always do when I would find myself saying that I was in a writer's block and that I couldn't write anything. And don't get me wrong, guys, I used to say that and use that as an excuse all the time. And there'd be times where I wouldn't write for months. And my same excuse was, I just wasn't feeling creative. I didn't really feel inspired to write something. But if you want to have songwriting and you want to take this career seriously and really make a big impact on the industry, there is no time for a writer's block. There is no time to halt your potential and your music creativity. So let's talk about the first thing, scheduling. So scheduling is the biggest part of allowing inspiration to hit you. So when we think about writing songs and being inspired, we usually think of, an idea pops into our head, and that's what we write about. That's great. And those ideas will always come to you, and you always got to run with those. However, if we actually set out a specific time in the day, it could be every day, every other day, it could be right before you go to bed, it could be the first thing you do when you wake up. But when you set aside time and say, this is when I'm going to be creative, this is where I am going to write something. When you sit down and have that written out in a calendar, on your phone, give it an alert, it forces your mind to say, okay, I have this time now. What can I do in this time? And when you start doing that, I'm telling you, inspiration and ideas will start coming to you because you are opening yourself in that time span for inspiration to come. Another idea that always helped me if I was ever feeling that I was not being inspired to write something was I would literally sit and go throughout my day and say, what has happened to me that I want to talk about? I got something to say. So the second thing, that if you still feel like the scheduling and that a lot of time you're still not getting what you want accomplished, try changing up your environment. If you normally write in your bedroom, go write in the living room. Or try going outside, go to a coffee shop, observe people, observe life. That will cause you to focus more and center yourself on the task at hand, which is allowing yourself to be creative. Now, when you change up your environment, there also comes this idea of eliminating the distractions around you. It is so easy nowadays. We have our computers, we have our phones, we have our iPads going off, and social media, technology. It is so easy for us to be pulled away from the present moment of creating to check up on someone's Instagram or someone's life. When you want to be creative and you want to draw inspiration, you cannot allow distractions to take you away from that. So I always suggest writing it in a journal. So where you're not on your computer. I wouldn't even bring your computer half the time. I wouldn't even bring your phone. I'd put your phone on Do Not Disturb. You are there for that allotted time to create. This is the job, this is the career that you want, and you want to explore this. You need to dedicate the time to do so. And sooner or later, you will realize that inspiration doesn't have to just come out of thin air, because you can make inspiration come to you by allowing yourself to be open in the present moment to create. So at the end of the day, writer's block can be seen just as like this excuse of saying that you just don't feel inspired, but make inspiration happen. Don't wait for inspiration to hit you. You go after your inspiration. You go after your creativity. That's what's going to take you further than so many other people in this industry that just wait for their sign or wait for their moment to be creative. You can take that next step and create yourself. So I really hope this video helped. Please leave a comment down below if any of these tips or tricks helped. And I can't wait to see you guys next video. I love you guys so much. Please make sure to subscribe and click the little bell icon so you can get notifications on our latest videos. Have a wonderful day. Love you all. Mwah. Bye.